be on ground, serving them what they deserve. That's how it's supposed to be. It tire me sometime, I don't know.
Hello, my name is Richard, calling from Lagos. I've been following your analysis concerning the accident that happened involving Tokyo. You were quick to condemn the FRS officers. These are trained officers. They can give just preliminary conclusion or expected cause of the accident because they are professionals. They are not saying this is actually what happened. These are likely to be the cause of that accident. So now you criticize them. You say through what process they come to that conclusion. Now you've seen a contradicting opinion, and you are not asking how did the police come to that conclusion. You just believe that.
Right, it's not too clear. You had 30 seconds. I gave you a minute, but I understand what you're saying. Let's take some more comments, okay?
Hello, Kofi Bartels. I'm Triple A for you. My take this morning is on how the prayer of some of us have started working concerning the two superpower presidents, Netanyahu of Israel and Donald Trump of America, have just suddenly take interest on what is happening to Nigeria, and they have now take it upon themselves to do the needful.
Good morning, Kofi. This is Ayo. The new tax that starts tomorrow, Mr. Taiwo Yedede has been going around that the poor will not pay, that more than 98% of those who are paying PAYE now will not pay. A government that is looking for money. If 98% of people are not paying, how will they get the money? Where will the money come from? These are the things that people that can reason should be able to think. If 98% of Nigerians are not paying these taxes, where will the money come from? That means there are a lot of flaws and a lot of lies in this new tax bill. Government needs to resign and check what they are doing. I hope they will not set Nigeria on fire with this their new tax bill. And also, you see this GNI building that is still burning and nothing has been done. It shows that we lack preparation for emergency. I just yesterday, Arena Atosho debunked. So you show that we just make noise with all these fire services all around, do all these things that prepare, show off and everything. Government is not prepared. Despite all the money they are making from people, they are not even putting half of those money back to benefit the life of people. Thanks. Happy New Year in advance.
Yeah, Kofi, this is Kelvin. Kofi, I just want to let you know the way you are handling people is wrong.
Kofi, my name is Austin from Italy. Kofi, this morning, this will not be the first time, this will not be the second time. You do this in always. Kofi, we dey here, we know the call. We dey listen to the opinion of people. This is how we learn. This is how we learn from here in another man's country, knowing what is happening in our country. Allow people to talk. When somebody wants to talk something reasonable, you
the next voice note is talk. Don't worry, you have all shades and it's nothing new, okay?
Good morning. Happy New Year in advance. I want to reiterate again about the bus stop created at the foot of the bridge in May 12. Mm-hmm. This bus stop is causing a lot of traffic for people going to the island from Ikorodu. A bus stop is not supposed to be there. All these NURTW guys should be asked to dismantle that bus stop. The police should take over, and last officers should be on ground for free flow of traffic in that place. How can you create a bus stop at the foot of a bridge right there in May 12? It's rubbish. It's rubbish. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This one says, Kofi, one of the problems of this country, I said it even this morning, that we're the reason the tax law is being implemented, aren't we? You're one of the problems of this country. I watched you severally on this station. Whenever issues come up here, you always defend this government. Even a deaf and blind can feel the cluelessness of this government. All right. Thank you very much. I'm always defending the government too. Yeah. Sure. You must be one of those deaf and blind people. I don't think you can hear. I mean, it's not even good to even compare you with deaf and blind, because to be an insult to them. I respect people who, irrespective of whatever challenges they face. Okay, but something must be. You need to go check yourself if you your own understanding is I defend this government. The thing is, I also read these things to humor myself. What happens is people cannot stand not hearing things that they don't agree with. When it troubles them, the best thing that they can do is look for a weak action to take, which is to attack you personally. All right, and I've seen many times. Okay, so there's nothing is wrong there. I'm not affected. I do my job the best way I can. When I'm done, I go to bed. I sleep well at night. Okay, Nigerians don't like hearing the truth. Not everybody, but most of us in this country do not like to hear the truth. And when you hear something that does not agree with what you think or how you see things, or the person you support, or something that opposes the view of that person, automatically you just lose your mind. So it's part of the job we do, and as long as God keeps giving us the strength and the enablement and then the mindset to do it, we'll continue to do it. And then the day we find something better, we move on. All right, so I want us to talk about, I'm trying to clear some of the messages I feel people sent in earlier that I could not air, but I want us to focus on this tax give me a second, law. Because tomorrow is January 1 and the president has doubled down and he's saying that we're going to implement this tax law whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter what's happening in the House of Representatives, the Senate, the National Assembly. I haven't seen anything. This is the president speaking now. I haven't seen anything that warrants stopping this law from being implemented January 1. It's like when the courts say, the evidence is not overwhelming. Okay? It's like when the court say the evidence is not overwhelming in a particular case, it's not strong enough for them to overturn maybe like an election result. What the president is saying is that all the complaints he's had, all the things that you guys have said, what we have from, for instance, Nigeria, I think some accountants group had told him as well today in today's news that he should change his stance and just delay the implementation of that act, saying these things are not substantial enough to warrant stopping the law. So from tomorrow, January 1, the tax laws will be live. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to pay. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying they're going to take your money. No. But there are issues, there are flags that have been raised. So what are your thoughts on that? Now, what is happening in Nigeria is similar to what's happening in countries around Africa. I want us to look at maybe, for instance, Kenya, all right, where, Raila Odinga, the president, William Ruto, I always make that mistake, came up with his own tax policy. And the people said, we don't want this tax policy. And the government listened to them and then they changed it. In Ghana, you had something called e-levy. Check it out. You had something called e-levy. The former government wanted to implement a policy where if you take an electronic transaction, you get to pay a fee to the government of Ghana. And then the Ghanaians generally, across party lines, were not in support of it, and the government had to change that policy. Now, I'm not saying that the tax laws are bad for Nigeria. I'm not saying we need a Kenyan situation here, because what happened in Kenya when William Ruto brought about his own policy on taxation wasn't too it wasn't too peaceful, and we here in Nigeria, we're about peace. We tell people, you can agitate for whatever you believe in, but you must do it in a peaceful manner. All right. So we always practice and we always preach what engagement. Engage with your senators, engage with the people who are leading you, in a constitutional manner, in a peaceful manner, okay, in an active way. So what are Nigerians going to say about this tax law in a matter of hours from now? Are Nigerians going to accept? Are you going to look for a way to engage with the government to say we are against it? Now, I'm not saying these laws are bad. As a matter of fact, most of the experts I've spoken to think that the laws are good for Nigeria, that we really need to reform our tax system. And some very, very well qualified people have been saying this for time for years now. Okay, so this is not a conversation to bash government or to say, the tax laws are bad. They are coming to take our money. I'm not on that page. However, issues have been raised. All right, red flags have been raised, and there are issues around the versions of the tax, some portions of the tax laws and all that. So what's going to happen from January 1? Are you going to, pay? Are you going to, cooperate with the government, accept that this is life in Nigeria, or are you going to look for a way, to engage with government, to say, please rethink, rescind your decision, and let's talk about this some more before you implement it. 0201-277-0993. And please, I don't want anyone to call in and say, we are going to do this or do that. No. If it's violent, if you're talking about violence, no. Okay? Now, I always say this. It'll be a mistake to think that everybody opposes this tax law. Or it'll be a mistake to think that everybody opposes this government. This particular government has its supporters. And there are many. Now, I cannot sit here in the studio and assume that everybody is against the tax law. That's why we try to balance and we try to be fair in our conversations. Okay? So call in and have your say. How will you approach the implementation of these tax laws on the 1st of January 2026, which is a few hours from now? 0201-277-0993 and 0201-465-7190. Okay, that's the number to call. First number for everybody, second number for our female listeners. 0201-277-0993 and 0201-465-7190. I see some missed calls on WhatsApp, and like I said yesterday, I apologize. We have a technical challenge that is making it difficult for us to be able to air your voice notes. Okay, so apologies for that. For us to take your calls, so apologies for that. But we can take your voice notes, and please send them pronto.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And anybody who tries any, you try to be funny, you want to call and go off topic, attack me or anything, or you do anything that I don't agree with, I'm going to take you out. All right, try me and see. Since you don't know the right thing to do. 99.3.
Hello, good morning, Kofi.
Yeah, who do we have on the line?
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling you from Ogba area. Laws. There are reasons why laws are made to go through the processes they go through, because these are things that regulate the living in a country. A National Assembly makes law and eventually begins to accuse the president of forging that law. If it is true, it is an impeachable offense. Okay, it is almost like a capital offense if committed by an individual. That law has to be withdrawn and sent back to the National Assembly to now sanitize it and make it the way it should be. Nobody should be forging laws or adding things at the executive. It's just unfortunate that we have the National Assembly is conquered already. Otherwise, in other administrations, the president will be impeached. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your time. He says it's impeachable. All right. Have you had a chance to read the laws yourself? Do you know which particular portions are being talked about? 99.3.
This is the Mashup Man. I'm calling from Oshodi.
Great.
Hello, Kofi. Just like the last caller said, the National Assembly has been conquered, and that was the reason at the onset of the administration, you realize that the president was so desperate to picking people he would even subdue. If we are not in totalitarian government and the oligarchy, how can you tell people that you want to implement a policy, you call it policy reform on tax, yet people are not in line with the content of what has been put up as an ingredient of what forms the basis of that policy, and there is popular outcry of that policy, yet you want to go on to implementing it. It is only a fascist totalitarian government that will go ahead with a popular outcry, even when people are not in line with your policy.
So
Thank you.
So I want to ask you before you go. Your time is up, but let me ask you, Metchama, what issue or what is your issue with the tax laws? Oh, we lost him there. Come back here we can. 99.3.
Oga Kofi, this is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, where are you listening from? Emmanuel?
From Najasa.
All right.
Oga Kofi, everyone is entitled to your opinion. Forget about people that say they are defending the government.
Don't worry. It's some sort of stupid views.
You are doing your job. You are doing your job. Thank you, my brother. And Oga Kofi, this police saying this one, FRSC say this one. Is the people that got the answer that told them that child boss are overstaying?
No, we're not talking about that. We moved on to talk about the tax law. So, you know.
Okay, the tax law, Oga Kofi, bank started my own bank. Even this morning, they remove a lot of money.
How much?
I complain, Kata.
How much?
How this money they remove 500 naira?
500. What is it? What is it about? Because I don't know if that is part of what I know is that stamp duty it will be implemented from tomorrow. 15 naira stamp duty, and of course you have an electronic levy of 15 naira. So it means if you send above 10,000 naira, maybe you pay 100 naira to the government.
Not at all. My own, at least this morning they remove almost 500 naira every month ending. I don't understand.
That is not from the tax laws. That's not government tax. Probably your bank has its own charges, so you need to talk to your account manager, or you maybe you change your bank, like I'm going to do next year. Okay, thank you for your time. This is a message sent in earlier by Ajibade. He says, if the tax laws have been altered but not significant enough to halt its implementation, it's very unfortunate. If the government decides to go ahead, they should be ready to face legal hard hurdles in court. All right. 99.3.
Kofi, good morning.
Yes, your name, location, and contribution, please.
Compliment. My name is Christian, calling from Mowe.
All right, Christian, go on.
See, what I just observed with you all these days, I've not been calling. I listen. I don't know. I don't even understand the tax reform or whatever they say, because as far as I'm concerned, they're just doing what they want. If you're paying tax reform, you say you are doing tax reform. They removed money from subsidy. Before the subsidy, they came up with all sorts of English that the money from the subsidy would be enough to do heaven and earth. Today now, we cannot even see anything different. We're still paying more. Just tomorrow now, they are coming with another style. Look at the money, the DMG of NNPC. Look at the money they are looking for. It's even more than the money they are borrowing. So what is happening to this country? Then they are saying somebody is good. One president has supporters. Yes, we has supporters. But we need to have our own view too.
All right, thank you.
And we need to talk.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. That's why I picked your call. All right. So is there a possibility that a lot of people who are coming out to say they don't support the implementation of the tax laws do not, if you ask them what is it about these tax laws that you don't agree with, they may not be able to confidently answer that question? Is it possible? Just like the last caller said, I was also about to ask a mention, but is it possible that people really are just angry because they hear government wants to collect tax? I was speaking to a friend, a lady friend of mine who confided in me that she lives in a country somewhere outside Nigeria, Europe, and did a business. And that business she did earned her maybe $200-$300 or $500 or something like that. Let's say $500. But the business was not registered and there was no tax paid and everything. She made maybe $500 or $1,000, and she said that she got a call from the tax authorities. They wrote to her that she should come for a meeting. When she went, they said, we saw this money entering your account. Where did it come from? Said, he does this small business that, just did somewhere. Just one-off, someone paid him. And they said, he's lucky that normally he's supposed to go to prison, but he should pay a fine. A fine of $1,500 US. She, rather, should pay a fine. And I was like, wow. So in other climes, people have to pay tax on everything they make. You have to declare it. We'll be right back.
Update. Here's the gist. New Good Mama detergent delivers express cleaning and fragrance boosters for extra freshness. All in a freshening pack made for your upgrade. Try today. There's a reason she's a good mama. Express cleaning, extra fresh. Update. Here's the gist. New Good Mama detergent delivers express cleaning and fragrance boosters for extra freshness. All in a freshening pack made for your upgrade. Try today. There's a reason she's a good mama. Express cleaning, extra fresh.
As 2025 ends, Nigeria celebrates you, the taxpayers who kept our nation moving forward. Your dedication built schools, hospitals, roads, and created opportunities for millions. Every naira you contributed strengthened the foundation of progress. Now, we step into 2026 with a new vision. The Federal Inland Revenue Service evolves into the Nigeria Revenue Service, NRS. Stronger, smarter, and more committed to serving you better. This transition marks a future of innovation, transparency, and prosperity. Keep paying your tax. Keep building Nigeria. Together, we rise. Together, we prosper.
No matter where you are, city or out of town, you deserve a great, reliable connection. The Airtel 5G Smart Connect not only delivers that, but also gives you unlimited data to stream, download, and browse in your home or office. It also comes with wider coverage and super fast speed, all for just 25,000 naira. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to start enjoying unlimited data now. Airtel.
Auntie, you are enjoying, only you. Peppered rice, amala, nkwobi, masa, cake, and now ice cream. I hope you have Justifies on you.
Justifies? I never leave home without it.
That's right, Justifies, the new natural effervescent powder for an instant refreshing relief from heartburn and stomach indigestion. Just add Justifies into a cup of water, drink, and you're good to go. Justifies, your relief on the go. Justifies is from the House of Justide. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Made and marketed by Ranbaxy Nigeria Limited, a Sun Pharma company.
So get your own Oral-B 130 grams pack now for 1,500 naira. Now Nigerian Dental Association self deal with Oral-B.
Uber on the 12th day of Christmas, my Maggie gave to me 12 slices suya, 11 orishi, 10 wraps of moi moi, 9 eforiro, 8 plates of nkwobi, 7 pepper soup, 6 seasoned snails, 5 fried fish, 4 cocoa bangles, 3 party jollof, 2 gizodo, and fufu with egusi.
get change. I won't give customer.
I don't get to. Get First Money Merchant POS. Let customers pay with cards and never miss a sale. Don't let no change cost you sales. With First Money Merchant POS, enjoy fast payments, instant settlement, and secure transactions. Visit any First Bank branch or sign up on www.firstbanknigeria.com/get your POS to get yours today. First Bank, you first.
Start your day and have a good time. Kivo Creamer. Where you need to have the break time. Kivo Creamer. If not tea, Papa Garita. Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer. It's the season when we come together. To share intimacy with family and friends. So let the music play. From the kitchen to the dining room. Share intimacy with everyone. Season to show some love. Show some love. It's the season to spread love. We're season to show some love. Show some love. Show some love. It's a season to spread love. We're season to show some love.
This Christmas, what's the one wish your heart wants? What if Infinix could make it come true? Introducing the Infinix Davido Make-A-Wish Christmas promo. From December 10th to January 4th, buy any Infinix smartphone and stand a chance to win amazing gifts. You could win the grand prize, 10 million naira. Maybe it's your dream vacation, a car, or a business grant. Infinix is ready to grant your wish. And that's not all. 2 lucky winners will drive away on electric scooters. Plus, surprise gift awaits you. Buy an Infinix device today. Make your wish and let the Christmas magic begin. The Infinix Davido Make-A-Wish promo. This Christmas, let Infinix surprise you. Follow at Infinix Nigeria for updates and the live draw.
I get small question for people wey dey join body build. Shey na true say we dey move ourselves? We no gree say things no pure again. We no gree accept the hardship wey dey everywhere. Na true sha, this kind mind na Naija people get am.
Una wey no sabi say things don fall finish. Una dey under table, no levels. Una go still get pride. Open mouth dey talk anyhow.
Which table? The only thing wey we dey under na the spirit to see say Naija work for everybody. Because you know say as we dey build, Naija dey build, dey grow. Oya, gather body, make we join body build, do better work. This your confidence kwa. Na only for and inside this Naija with that Naija hustle mind, wey the whole world go see say we be people we go ever believe, we no go change our mind. This na Naija, we Naija people we sabi to make good things go build together. After 100 years, we don sabi say we no go ever give up. To make sure say our dreams succeed, make we for achieve better things.
Union Bank, they enable success here and now.
It's that time of the year again, the season of surprises from Muka Foam.
Yes, Muka is spreading love, comfort, and cheer all around.
When you buy any well-being orthopedic or Mondial spring mattresses,
you get 2 crown pillows free.
Buy any Flora mattresses and you also get 1 crown pillow free.
Offer valid while stocks last. Gift your loved ones sound sleep with Muka today. Muka, adding comfort to life.
Across Nigeria, the family is arriving, ready for AFCON. The stars are shaking. Everyone is fighting for the best seat.
All of you keep quiet, Joe. The match is about to start.
Welcome to the Africa Cup of Nations, Morocco 2025. The family meets.
Enjoy AFCON live on Supersport from the 21st of December to the 18th of January. Reconnect or get DSTV for a new lower price of 7,900 naira.
Update. Here's the gist. New Good Mama detergent delivers express cleaning and fragrance boosters for extra freshness. All in a freshening pack made for your upgrade. Try it today. There's a reason she's a good mama. Express cleaning, extra fresh.
From breaking headlines to the conversations around it, this is 99.3.
Why is it that the terrorists are killing us
over 14 years. They will not sweep to action.
Because you would think if there was a government in this state, in this area, there is an expected disposition.
Security is everybody's duty. Where I'm staying, I've never even seen a policeman.
Oh, BFCC detains ex-AGF Balami.
I want governor wants to come from one party to the other. That's all they focus on.
Imagine it's a PDP that is rolling over 24 budget. What the APC could have done in the media. I cannot waste my time to go to the polling booth to vote again anymore. It is over.
Stay informed, stay aware, join the conversation. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. Still the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Apologies for the voice. I've been coughing for some days, and I think my body's just healing. All right, from the stress of the period and all that. Okay, so do bear with me. President Tinubu is being unequivocal and is clear. He's speaking in no uncertain terms. For in case anyone has any doubts about his mind, his thinking, his approach, his response to agitations for the government to push pullback on the implementation of the tax reforms that go live tomorrow. Should be by 1 minute past midnight. And the president didn't just issue statements via he personally signed the statement that he issued. Okay, he personally signed the statements he issued. He says that the tax laws will take effect tomorrow. There's nothing that he has seen that is an issue to warrant it stopping. And he didn't stop there. He, Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, personally issued that statement. He said in the statement, quote, "The new tax laws, including those that took effect on June 26, 2025, and the remaining acts scheduled to commence on January 1, 2026, will continue as planned. These reforms are a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build a fair, competitive, and robust fiscal foundation for our country. The tax laws are not designed to raise taxes, but rather to support a structural reset, drive harmonization, and protect dignity while strengthening the social contract." All right. What he's saying is that it's not as if we want to collect more taxes from people or want to collect increased taxes from Nigerians. We want to fix the tax system so that it works. Okay? So the tax laws are not designed to raise taxes. And this reminds me of what the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, Tayo Edele, said when he came on this program last week. He says that if you earn less than 100,000 naira a year, is it a year or a month? Yeah, a month. Your pay-as-you-earn tax will disappear. If you earn less than 100,000 naira a month, your pay-as-you-earn tax will disappear. If you earn 2 million naira or less a month, you pay taxes, but you pay less from tomorrow rather, than you've been paying previously. If you earn 2 million naira or less a month, you pay less taxes. Are you in that category? If you earn more than 2 million naira a month, there'll be what he calls a progressive reduction. If you earn more than 2 million naira a month, there'll be what he called a progressive reduction. So that means you may pay more, but as the higher you go or the more you pay, maybe as time goes on, maybe month by month, it will start going down, I guess. If you know what that progressive reduction means, you can tell me. The tax and audit account people. If you earn 10 million naira a month, you pay 25% around, okay? Because the tax people always tell us that there's no fixed, figure. They have a way they calculate it. If you earn 10 million naira a month or more, you pay, is it? Okay, I think between 2 and 10 million naira. I think. You pay 25%, which is up from 19%. So before you would pay 19%, now you're paying 25%. All right, so if you earn between 2 and 10 million, there's a progressive reduction. If you earn 10 million upwards, you pay 25%, which is up from 19%, around that figure. Okay. Now, he's also said small business owners have the biggest advantage. If you earn less than 100 million naira a year in revenue as a business, you won't pay tax. Listen to that. If you earn less than 100 million naira a year as a business, you won't pay tax. You won't pay VAT. You won't pay withholding tax. None of them. It says large businesses, so maybe those who earn 100 million and more a year, will see a reduction in corporate tax from 30% to 25%. And there will also be something called VAT payback for those who are not meant to pay VAT. Will you give the government your receipt that is what I bought, or they charge me VAT or whatever, government will pay you the money back. Also, these new tax laws have removed VAT on food, VAT on health, VAT on education, and any VAT incurred on these items will be refunded to you by the government. Now, these are the things that we've been told by the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms. However, what are the issues people have been complaining about? Of course, they are well documented. It's about what the National Assembly passed versus what was signed into law by the president that will be gazetted. Allegations of unauthorized alterations to the tax laws, key items in the laws like petroleum income tax, potential constitutional breaches like someone talked about in impeachable offense, in his view, and these have been sparking calls for the suspension of this tax law implementation. All right, let's look at the omissions. The Gazetted Nigeria Tax Administration Act reportedly, they said that, the lawmaker said that taxation of petroleum income and VAT, the item on that was removed, and that these were in the original bills. They also claim that changes were made to the Nigeria Revenue Services reporting obligations to the National Assembly, which is meant to have an oversight function of the executive. They also claim that references were to the Consolidated Revenue Fund were removed, affecting tribunals and the funding of the ombudsman. They also claims that the gazetted version grants tax authorities powers, quasi-judicial powers, of arrest and appointment of agents without court approval, raising concerns about separation of power. All right, there are concerns about due process, concerns about legislative oversight, undermining the authority of the legislature, the role of the legislature, separation of powers, the rule of law. And some people even say that these alleged alterations risk plunging Nigeria into what some might call fiscal authoritarianism. Anyway, some people are in court. All right. And I think maybe more people need to go to court. Now, I said in neighboring countries like in Kenya, when William Ruto had his tax policy, his tax law, the Kenyans rejected it and the government changed their mind. In Ghana, they wanted to implement the e-levy. Majority of Ghanaians rejected it. If you send money to anybody electronically online, government will take a certain amount, and the government had to reverse it. Recently, the new government repealed the COVID-19 levy, which was a tax imposed by the previous government, which a lot of people were against. They repealed it. So, if majority, I'm just saying, majority of Nigerians are not in support of these reforms, tax reforms, or the tax laws that are coming into effect from tomorrow, can Nigerians change the mind of the government? Can you change the mind of the government? You think the president will backtrack? Right now, the president is doubling down. All the papers have something on it. Tinubu rules out non-takeoff of tax laws January 1. Okay. Pledges increased revenue from new policy. All right. The PDP is saying the president's priority is money, not the welfare of the citizens. All right. Which other paper do we have here? Why tax laws must take off fully now by Tinubu. So, and he says no substantial issue has been established that warrants a disruption of the reform process. We'll work with the National Assembly to ensure swift resolution of any issue identified. 0201-277-0993 and 0201-465-7190. 99.3.
My name is Tony. I'm calling you from Ikeja.
All right, Tony.
Why Mr. Tinubu have to sign the paper himself is that he believes Nigerians cannot do anything. He increased the fuel price from 182 naira on assumption of office. That is inauguration, not that he has even entered the office. Nothing happened. So he succeeded in converting all the governors into his party, and nothing has happened. So he, over the time, tried to, do a state capture, which he has succeeded. So there's nothing of his interest that he will lay on Nigerians that he will not stand by it, because he knows that nothing will happen.
All right. So Otilo is over, right?
Yes.
It's over.
Yes,
it's
nothing will happen.
All right. Thank you for your time. 99.3.
Hello.
Yes, welcome. Your name, location, and country, please.
Good morning. My name is Nana, calling from around airport.
All right, Nana.
Kofi, I was listening in when the guy came on air, and you mentioned some additions and things that were inserted. It's not lawful. I don't know what it will take to remove it, especially that one that says they will take money from anybody that is in court with government on tax issues. Do you understand? This is witch hunting, and then that will now drag everybody to one party system so that they will not take money from you. They can just tell the courts, maybe court tax cases 2 weeks or 1 week, get it done, and they will listen to them. And I mentioned earlier that though sensitization has not been done to the mass, for the masses. I told you that one in the market, I haven't even seen them. And I listened to the man and understood what he's saying is very good for the lower income earners.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my bit. If there's any session, at least that one, that will make people take your money. And I remember somebody saying, so you have already condemned the person, you have judged. If you are be able to take 20 or 10% of my own money, however you do it, that means I'm already guilty.
All right. Thank you,
and
madam.
then knowing Nigeria, which court will now rule against the government?
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so kindly for your time. Appreciate it calling in. 99.3, your name? Okay, lost your call there. Please call back if you can. All right. 99.3.
Yeah, good morning. Kofi?
Your name, please.
Okay,
Hibe. Long time.
Yeah.
Please go on.
You know what? You were asking that someone that where has they discovered where there are inflation of contracts, when the person was emphasizing that it is the inflation of the contract that bring down the treasure of Nigeria down. What took Bode George to court? What of Desiani? What of about Dare, who took the money to abroad or he was discovered and then he was suspended? Many other areas, they put it on their personal use. What of Alame Saga? What about James Ibori? Was it not the government money they took to abroad till the people on the abroad have mercy on us and send the money down? Some were not sent down. So what of the Abacha loot? We don't know how it was used. It's no explanation.
Thank you, Aigbe. Thank you. So, Aigbe.
Okay,
Aigbe.
yes.
Aigbe.
Yes, darling.
The man said, President Tinubu gave out a contract of 1 million naira for this.
All our government now.
Hello, Aigbe.
I don't know all government.
Aigbe, can I breathe? Take it easy. I gave you 1 minute. I didn't interrupt you. Okay. The gentleman said President Tinubu gave out a contract of 1 million naira for 100 or 1 billion, and I asked him which contract, and he couldn't answer. He was setting with an amount and a figure, and I'm saying if you want to make that statement, I gave a long explanation as to how you can do it. He made it up. He made it up. There's no contract of $1 million that was given for $1 billion.
Okay.
Specifically.
Kofi?
No. Let's pick the next call. 99.3.
This is Kenny from Shomolo.
Thank you.
So the gazetted tax law says that if they suspect something about someone, imprisonment, something along those lines, and the member of the House of Representatives was saying, hey, this was not part of what we passed when we were, reviewing the law. That's one of the kind of things that we're concerned about. Has that been expunged? Now, I piggyback off that to say, based on historical evidence of this current administration, there's a trust issue. I personally, I'll speak for myself, I don't really trust that they will execute just as they have said, mainly because of the discrepancy between gazetted and actually passed, number one. And number two, not being accountable. I'll give you an example that is not really tax related, but when they started the coastal highway, they took the money from the pension fund, 17 trillion naira, I believe, and then subsequently they went ahead and took some loans, and there are no explanations, and now this taxing is here. I think it's just a conduit pipe for getting more extortion from Nigerians. So I have a serious trust issue.
So, Kenny, thank you so much for your time. And the question is, will Nigerians be able to get the government to have a second thought? Maybe by going to court, by reaching out to the National Assembly, maybe by embarking on social media, trend. Can the citizens put pressure on the government to pause for now, pause until we are sure of what we are doing, or is it gone, Otilo? 99.3.
Good morning.
Welcome. Your name, location, and contribution, please.
Okay, Mr. Sharif, how are you today?
Kofi Bartels here. Your name, location, and contributions. I asked for no pleasantry.
Okay. Okay, yeah. My name is Barista Peter Uko, and I'm calling from Mende, Maryland. Yes. On the issue we are discussing, my take is that in a democratic dispensation like ours, if we claim to be practicing democracy, there is no room for executive impunity, because the president was elected there by the people of Nigeria. If actually we elected him, because we all know what happened during 1923 election. That election was a sham.
Okay, so what are you saying, sir? In essence, you're out of time.
What I'm saying is that on the issue of the tax commencing on January 1, which is tomorrow, it is not acceptable to the people of Nigeria. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so he says it's not acceptable. Is there enough for the president to put a pause to it? He says there's not enough, but I think everyone who's called in so far said there's enough for the president to put a pause to it for now. All right. So this all will now happen to the people like us that our company removes over 15,000 naira from our salaries every month. Will the tax? What will the tax law do to us, Greg and Cody? If you earn less than 100,000 naira a month, you're not going to pay any tax henceforth. Is what they are saying. Okay, you don't pay any tax henceforth if you earn less than 100,000 naira a month. Another one says before the implementation, the tax law is supposed to be made public so that taxpayers will understand and what and why they will pay these taxes. Okay. Peter Bonds is here with a message. He says, okay, thank you, Peter. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Someone here says, I want to contradict the person that said, send the text, Kofi does not defend this government. Okay, thank you, Grace and Aja. Just don't worry about it, okay? It's part of the job. It's part of the job. Okay, this one reads, those who are saying everybody must pay tax should ask themselves how many companies have exited Nigeria and how many people have lost their job, and SMEs. How many people, apart from the same party members and those wickedly affiliated to them? APC. Okay, it's a long one there. Thank you very much. All right, we'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, we have the news. I'll just give my final, comment on all of this before I say goodbye. Today is the 31st. I need to go home and rest, and then probably just spend time with family. I'll be right back, okay? Stay with us.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3